both of their amateur MMA debuts. Couple of virgin fighters coming into the cage here in a few minutes. Let's take a look at our tail of the tape, Chuck.
Sounds good, Grant.
Let's take a look at our tail of the tape, Chuck. Oh, we've got Travis Layton. He's 22 years of age, 5 feet 7 inches tall, 155 pounds with an amateur record of 0 wins, 0 losses, taking on Tyler Bowers. He is 23 years of age, 5 feet 11 inches tall, 4 inches taller than his opponent, 160 pounds with an amateur record of 0 wins, 0 losses. So I can see right off the bat, Bowers is 5 feet 11, taking on 5 foot 7. That's a pretty big height difference. I imagine that's going to have a reach difference as well. Let's take it over to our ring announcer, Dan Bogan, see if we can call in those fighters for us.
We need from the blue corner at this time, fighting for 3-ring boxing, Tyler Bowers. Tyler Bowers from the blue corner.
Tyler Bowers going to make his way to the cage here in a second.
Tyler has some wrestling experience. I've also been fortunate enough to have some fellows and guys that I've trained with Travis Layton, so it should be a really interesting matchup. Travis has a lot of boxing experience.
Boy, I can't tell you the feeling you have the very first time you ever have an MMA fight, and they tell you you're coming out, and they say your name, and you hear the music play. Oh my God, the nerves right now that both of these guys are going to be feeling here in a minute. The knocking knees, the big swallow of gumption and courage. It's really exciting to see an amateur fighter making their debut. Although they may not always be the most exciting fights, I do think that it's one of the most gratifying to see somebody really just make their way their very first time in the cage.
There's really nothing in the world like it, Grant. When you go into that cage, they lock a door behind you, and it really does become real. I'm going to fight this guy. I'm locked in a cage with him. One of us are going to hope to walk out the victor. It really can mess with your head if you think it a lot. That's why if you're prepared, I don't know if you're ever prepared for that first experience, but good preparation gives you much more confidence.
Yeah, and there's not a fighter in the world that will tell you that there's not at least 1 or 2 moments. There's not at least 1 or 2 moments during their fight career whenever they sit there and they look in the mirror, they're getting ready to go out, you got your hands taped, your mouthpieces in, you got Vaseline on your forehead, and you think to yourself, why am I doing this? This is crazy. But then you walk out, you see the crowd, you see everybody there ready for you, you have your team there to support you. It really is just a really enriching experience, I think.
Yeah, no doubt. Amazingly enough, once the fight starts, it all fades away. And it's just like you're on the mats where you were or in the ring at your local gym. And all those people and everything kind of goes away, and you just get honed in on what you're doing.
I'll tell you what, Travis Layton's got some crowd support coming into the cage here tonight, hearing a lot of cheers coming from him with the Caged Animals MMA team.
Love the American flag shorts. Coming out with a great fight team. His coach, Bill Bosley, Uniontown Fight Club. They're putting out some really tough customers, Grant. I have some fellow fighters and guys that I train with that go cross-train with these guys, and what a good group of guys.
Absolutely. Layton's looking pretty jacked, too. Nice. He's a real big guy. He's got a good build to him for 22 years. Looks like he must do some weightlifting, probably some cardio, right?
Got to do the cardio.
All right, let's send it over to our ring announcer, Dan Bogan, for the official introduction.
Remember, buddy,
Ladies and gentlemen, this next contest is in the Gladiators of the Cage amateur lightweight division, calling for 3 2-minute rounds. First, fighting out of the blue corner, he weighed in at 161 pounds. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, 23 years of age, making his amateur debut. He fights for 3-ring boxing out of Waterford, Pennsylvania, Tyler Too Tough Bowers. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, weighed in at 155 pounds. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, 22 years of age, also making his amateur debut. He fights for Uniontown Fight Club from Morgantown, West Virginia, Travis Layton. Your referee, Chip Snyder.
Okay, gentlemen, here we go. Sir, you ready? Sir, you ready? Come on, let's bang.
Grant, I don't know a lot about Tyler, but I will be certain that Travis has already went through some battles in that gym at Uniontown Fight Club. They really do train hard there.
Absolutely. Simulated battle is what prepares you most for these bouts in the cage. Layton is definitely the shorter guy, it appears, but he's using that to his advantage to try to get this takedown. Nice trip.
Good takedown. He's already got past the guards. Now he just has to relax and settle here. He'll be able to pull his head out. A little more experienced guy may be looking here for like a Von Flue choke or something on that cross side, but he's just needs to settle in, get his head popped out of there. He'll be able to get himself out. A lot of scrambling going on now by Bowers, which is where you spend most of your energy, especially when it's your debut the first 40 seconds.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's funny you say that. He was in a perfect Von Flue choke position there for about 10 seconds, but that's something that comes with time. You know, maybe he'll go watch a YouTube video or have somebody show him at the gym, and next time he'll not miss that. Wow, it looks like he hurt him with that left hand.
It actually does. It looked like he tagged him there. Bowers is trying to regroup.
Yeah, Bowers leaving that lead hand really low.
His hands are very low. This is going to be dangerous here. Oh, wow, look, just manhandling him as Layton there.
Yeah, Travis Layton is a strong guy, man. He just flipped him right over.
Well, that physique, that is definitely functional muscle there.
I'll tell you one thing. You can already tell Bowers wants no business being within the 3-foot distance range from Layton, because Layton already tagged him a good few times. Bowers looks to be tired enough that he's already dropping his hands.
Yeah, Layton needs to separate, and he needs to stay collected. Bowers' hands are way too low. Set it up with the kick. There it is. There it is.
There it is.
And now we're perfect. Perfect timing, Grant. Nice, hard trip, sweep, takedown. He needs to keep passing. He needs to take his right knee, Layton, and get it high. Good job. Stay high, pass the guard. Now he's safe from that choke. He's not going to get choked here.
Short time, gentlemen, short time.
I'm not going to say Bowers is doing a terrible job. He's really not, but Layton is just very impressive early on in this first round.
Right.
If this does turn into a 3-round fight, we might see how things change. Things could shift. It happens all the time.
Right, that was round 1 from 2 debut fighters, so that's not going to tell the whole tape, Grant. The second round's going to open up a little bit more. This is where the corner is really, really important, Grant, where they're going to say, hey, you did a good job at this, but you didn't do such a good job at this. We got to pick it up here. That's how you're going to beat your opponent, and I think that's what's going to happen right now.
Absolutely. I would say that's a definitive first round for Travis Layton. I mean, he landed a lot of big shots. He had some takedowns. That last inside trip was really nice. Slammed his opponent on the back.
I don't know how the judges could see it any different way than that, Grant.
Absolutely, but I did see, and I'm going to be honest, I think that Bowers had a couple of glimpses of possibly being able to counter and know how to return fire, maybe how to return, because he got taken down at one point, popped right back up, landed a nice knee to his opponent. And whenever you're talking about MMA, a lot of the times that's all it is. It's just one strike away from winning.
Let's go.
You can definitely see his corner tell him, work those knees, but you got to clinch to do that, Grant.
Absolutely. And for a taller fighter fighting his opponent 4 inches shorter than him, you would think that would be a huge advantage. But, I mean, if you're a taller guy and you try to tie up with someone that much shorter, oftentimes that puts them right in position to take you down.
Absolutely. It's going to be interesting seeing how they come out.
Oh,
he went for it all right there, Grant.
Throwing the fastball.
There's those hands dropping again. He's getting nervous. He really doesn't like that flurry. Double underhooks by Bowers. He could get this thing. Now, great reversal by Layton. Nice headlock. Switches it. He's in the half guard now. He's got to keep advancing, get the full mount.
Absolutely. Bowers knew what he was trying to do. I mean, he knew he was trying to get that outside leg sweep. It just didn't work out for him. Layton is a stronger guy right now. He seems to be more technically advanced, more proficient. I mean, sad to say, that's just what it comes down to. Some guys are just better than others with fighting at different times, and this is what you have whenever you have 2 amateur MMA fighters that are making their debut. They have nothing, no baseline to really go off of.
Right. There's the full mount, Grant. And this is very significant, like we talked about earlier. There is no striking at this level since it's their debut fight. If this was a pro fight or even an advanced amateur fight, this would be absolutely terrible for Bowers. But right now, Layton cannot punch to the face, but he can work the body. That's what he needs to do, and try to get Bowers to extend and work an arm lock.
Absolutely.
Good reversal by Bowers.
Oh, wow.
Bowers
passing
nowhere.
Right to side mount, too.
Looks like he was timing that. Great job by Bowers.
Bowers looking for full mount. I mean, smartly pulling it back when he noticed Layton was about to go to half guard.
Nice scramble for Layton to get out.
Nice.
Beautiful bridge.
Layton with the front headlock on Bowers now. Not a good place for Bowers to be. He's doing a great job dragging him down using his body weight as well.
Spending tons of energy. Bowers got to watch for a choke. Nice. Good separation. Oh, coming in swinging heavy. Doesn't look like Layton's comfortable getting hit, though.
No, I'm noticing that Bowers has landed a couple of them, and I mean, he's obviously...
He's in trouble now.
Oh, boy.
Bowers is in trouble. Layton's got that choke. Hopefully the round can save him here. He's doing a good job scrambling. He knows it's 10 seconds. Hang in there, kid.
I think he's gonna make it out.
Yep.
Good job peeling the hands away.
Nice work.
Saved by the bell. Look at the face of Bowers. He's got a little bit of blood trickling out of some of the holes in his face. I think it might be the nose holes.
Yeah, great work.
Wow, that was actually a really impressive round. Like I said, I mean, Layton's doing a great job capitalizing on his game plan as far as how he wants to be effective with his takedowns and his strikes. Bowers is fighting hard, though. He's a tough guy. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not impressed by Bowers either.
It seems like the jitters are kind of fading away, and now they're focusing on fighting and doing what they do in the gym every day, you know, and they're really showing. It was interesting to see that fight. I thought I would see a little more clinching from what I was seeing in the corner from Layton, but Bowers didn't give him a lot of chances. You know, he really threw it, really started throwing those punches, and I don't know, Bowers just didn't seem comfortable, and he scrambles. If I'm the corner of Layton, I'm telling him, set your punches up.
Yeah,
wait, work to the body.
I also would say I think that Bowers was looking kind of tired, kind of winded in that second round. Let's look to see who has the better cardio coming here into the third. Because you could say you're in the greatest shape in the world. I mean, you could run a marathon, you could go and do CrossFit every day, but I swear, until you've been in the cage and you've been in this exact scenario, there's nothing that taxes your body like having a fist fight. You know, timed fist fight with rounds, people watching, being hit, not being able to catch your breath.
I watched it happen to some of the greatest fighters in the world, Grant. There's such thing called an adrenaline dump, and when you have that adrenaline dump, I don't care who you are, what condition you are, your body chemically reacts that way. There's no coming back. You're exhausted. You're spent.
Absolutely. Yeah, it definitely happens to the greatest. Layton's doing a good job digging his underhook there on the right side. He's trying to drag Bowers to the ground in a nice controlled fashion.
And he's doing it up against the cage to smother him. Good job, though. That's the clinch that Bowers wanted. Layton has to do some dirty boxing. That's the shot he was looking for. Big right hand.
You know, Bowers is just leaving his chin up a lot. So anytime Layton's landing a shot on the face, you could just see Bowers' head is rocking like a bobblehead doll.
And he is not comfortable with it at all. That standing there in the pocket and striking, he doesn't want any part of that with Layton. He got rocked a couple times early, but he's not keeping those hands high enough. Layton has to separate.
Yeah, absolutely. If I were Bowers' coach after this fight, I would say, look, you need to work on a couple of things. One of them is going to be practicing biting your mouthpiece, putting your chin on your chest, looking up over your eyebrows, and getting in there.
Right.
Because right now his neck is sticking too far up. I mean, you see how he leaned his head back right there off that haymaker. If that would have clipped him on the chin, he would be donezo.
Yeah. It gets scary when your hands are that low. When the chin's up and the hands are low and you can see the mouthpiece, that's when danger starts to happen.
Layton again with that deep right underhook. I'm really glad Chip Snyder separated that. We've only got 20 seconds left here in this third round. I want to see some action.
This could be the definitive part of the fight right here. Someone's got to go after this. Like we always say, make this your fight.
I don't know that it's been very close coming up to here. I would have to give all the rounds to Layton right now, but Bowers, you know, you got to give him a chance.
Stop!
Good sprawl. Good way to finish the fight.
I would say it was a definitive win for Layton. Very impressive win at that. I mean, like I said, I wasn't unimpressed by Bowers at all. I thought that was a very good performance by both fighters. I just think Layton had more to show tonight. He had more tools in his toolbox, and he had more proficiency. Probably had a little more practice.
Yeah, there's some really tough customers fighting at Uniontown Fight Club, and that's not taking anything away from Tyler's gym. You know, it's just when you have that experience and you have a coach, someone that's been to all these events and fought in so many shows, steel sharpens steel, Grant. You know, he's mentally prepared and physically prepared. That right there is the edge.
One thing we didn't see, we did not see Bowers wilt. He didn't wilt. He didn't fall apart. He took some big shots. He got taken down. He got slammed a good few times. He kept getting back up. He kept coming at him. I mean, that's something you can't teach. You can't find a great athlete and teach them how to do that. So all Bowers needs to do is get better with his skills, get better with some of his striking, and you know, tucking his chin, moving his head a little bit more. But he's already got the heart, and that's the most important thing.
100%, Grant. You know, and that's the thing. You can't train hard. You know, you
Absolutely.
either have it or you don't. And he's going to learn a lot. And you know the nice thing about this fight, he's never going to have another first fight. He got it out of the way.
100%.
So whatever happens now, he's good.
Hey, let's take a look at the instant replay. I think there's been some really great points in this fight I want to check out. Brought to you by Cut and Run Studios. So here we see Bowers circling real wide outside circle.
This was the kick we was talking about it, and then it happened. Beautiful front kick.
Oh, it's too bad he couldn't hit that strike to the grounded opponent. All right, let's send it over to our ring announcer, Dan Bogan, and
Ladies
get
and
the
gentlemen,
official
we have a
decision.
unanimous decision. All 3 judges have scored it 30-27. For your winner, fighting out of the red corner, Travis Layton. Mackenzie, interview that man.
Hey, go out this way.
I'm going to interview, is that okay?
Hey,
It looked like you had control most of that fight. What did you do to prepare for this fight tonight?
Yeah, we have our training system at a Uniontown Fight Club where we go and we push ourselves beyond what you would imagine being possible. And with, the knowledge in my gym and, I have the best coach and fight team around, I can only thank them for this fight.
All right. Give it up one more time for Travis.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mackenzie. I've been told that the PA
Well, that
Hero
was a
Walk is
very,
relocated over here
a very
to
predictable
have,
decision, I think. Very, very impressive performance by Layton here tonight.
Yeah, and it even seems the judges are getting a little more astute at this. As time goes on and MMA evolves, it seems like now people are even understanding the sport and the elements of it a little more. That was a pretty decisive one, but I'm glad there wasn't a 29-28. It was definitely a 30-27 in my eyes.
Absolutely. But the good thing is that both of these guys, having made their MMA debut, they're both going to come out of here tonight, and they're both going to feel good about themselves, and they should. They both put on a great performance. They both had their first fight. They broke that barrier for themselves. Coming up next, we've got a female 135-pound fight. It is Catherine Brummett versus Elizabeth Lewis, both making their amateur mixed martial arts debuts in Pittsburgh at the Sirius Shriner Center in Cheswick, Pennsylvania. But first, a word from our sponsors.